Hey everybody, this video is called Israel's Camp Organized, and tonight we're continuing our new study through the book of Numbers, and we're going to look at chapter 2, where we're going to look at the organization of the camp of Israel. So Numbers chapter 2 verses 1 and 2 starting out, it says, "And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, Every one of the children of Israel shall camp by his own standard beside the emblems of his father's house. They shall camp some distance from the tabernacle of meeting." So, as I opened up chapter 1 just a couple nights ago, Israel had been on the Exodus journey for more than a year at this point, and they assembled just about any way that they had pleased. But now they were ready to enter the promised land, and they were to take the next step in the journey, and they were to organize. They were to have organization to order in themselves. And they were to arrange around the tabernacle each direction as God's presence was with them, and symbolic for the tabernacle. In verse 3 through 9 it says, "On the east side, toward the rising of the sun, those of the standard of the forces with Judah shall camp according to their armies, and Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, shall be the leader of the children of Judah, and his army was numbered at 74,600. Those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Issachar, and Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, shall be the leader of the children of Issachar, and his army was numbered at 54,400. Then comes the tribe of Zebulun, and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be the leader of the children of Zebulun, and his army was numbered at 57,400. All who were numbered according to their armies of the forces with Judah, 186,400. These shall break camp first." So Judah occupied the place of honor to the east, and Genesis 49 verse 8 through 12 highlights the role in the place that Judah would have in the defeat of Israel's enemies. And Judah was the tribe through which the Messiah, Jesus, would be born. And God called for Nahshon to be their leader. And the number available soldiers in the eastward tribes was 186,400. And they were to move in an orderly fashion, like a formation, if you've ever served in the military. It wasn't supposed to be a lollygag where, they looked like a bunch of civilians walking all chaotically. It was to be organized army. In verse 10 through 16, "On the south side shall be the standard of the forces with Reuben according to their armies, and the leader of the children of Reuben shall be Eliezer, the son of Sheduer, and his army was numbered at 46,500. Those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Simon, and the leader of the children of Simon shall be Shelumiel, the son of Jereshadai, and his army was numbered at 59,300. Then comes the tribe of Gad, and the leader of the children of Gad shall be Elisaph, the son of Reuel, and his army was numbered at 45,650. All who were numbered according to their armies of the forces of Reuben, 151,450. They shall be the second to break camp." So on the south side of the tabernacle, Reuben was the first tribe, and the tribe of Reuben was set closest to the tabernacle itself. And then the tribes of Simon and Gad followed in order, and the tribes ordered themselves after the standard of Reuben, which was said to be a man. And the total number of available soldiers among the southward tribes was 151,450. In verse 17, and the tabernacle of meeting shall move out with the camp of the Levites in the middle of the camps as they camp, so they shall move out every one in his place by their standards. So as the tribes marched, the tabernacle was transported in the middle of the tribes of Israel. And there were sits in front and sits in the back. And the priestly tribe was in the middle of the camps closest to the tabernacle, and they were surrounded by other tribes. And the taking of Canaan would be an organized and an orderly group, not a mob scene that would overtake Canaan. It would not look like the Black Lives Matter riots that took place last year, where the mobs were destroying towns and all that. This would be a structural order as in a military-like appearance. In verse 18 through 24, on the west side shall be the standard of the forces with Ephraim according to their armies. And the leader of the children of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Ammihud, and his army was numbered at 40,500. Next to him comes the tribe of Manasseh, the leader of the children of Manasseh shall be Gamaliel, the son of Pedahzur, and his army was numbered at 32,200. Then comes the tribe of Benjamin, and the leader of the children of Benjamin shall be Abidan, the son of Gideoni, and his army was numbered at 35,400. All who were numbered according to their armies of the forces with Ephraim, 108,100. They shall be the third to break camp. So Ephraim was the first and closest to the tabernacle on the west side. And following the tribe of Ephraim were the tribes of Manasseh and Benjamin. And the total number of available soldiers in the westward tribes were 108,100. In verse 25 through 31, the standard of the forces with Dan shall be on the north side according to their armies, and the leader of the children of Dan shall be Ehiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, and his army was numbered at 62,700. Those who camp next to him shall be the tribe of Asher, and the leader of the children of Asher shall be Pagiel, the son of Ochran, and his army was numbered at 41,500. Then comes the tribe of Naphtali, and the leader of the children of Naphtali shall be Ahura, the son of Enan, and his army was numbered at 53,400. All who were numbered of the forces with Dan, 157,600. They shall break camp last with their standards. So Dan was closest to the tabernacle itself on the north side and first. And following the tribe of Dan was Asher and Naphtali. And the total number of available soldiers of the northward tribes was 157,600. And then to wrap up the chapter here, verse 32 through 34, these are the ones who were numbered of the children of Israel by their fathers' houses. All who were numbered according to their armies of the forces were 603,550. But the Levites were not numbered among the children of Israel, just as the Lord commanded Moses. Thus the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So they camped by their standards, and they broke camp, each one by his family, according to their fathers' houses. So the total of 603,550 available soldiers is ordered around the tabernacle, and that number, remember that number excludes the tribe of Levi. And each tribal group was arranged after the standards of the tribes, and then they broke camp and marched in that same order. And so to wrap up, we're keeping this short because the book of Numbers, it's very, written to the point. But to wrap up, we look at the tribes of Israel that were arranged around the tabernacle as commanded. And remember that Jesus was born through the line of Judah, as Nashon is mentioned in Jesus' genealogy, which I covered the other night back in Matthew chapter 1, verse 4. So there you go. I got the birth of Christ in December talked about by going through the book of Numbers, because the genealogy of Nashon, we see Jesus is down the line in Matthew's genealogy for Jesus. And we saw Israel's order around the tabernacle. So besides all these numbers and the tribe names and military picture and all that, what can we really get out of the passage here? And one thing theological that we should pick up when we go through the book of Numbers is the sovereignty of God. And you're going to hear it many times throughout this book studies, but God is a God of order and organization. And God required Israel to have order before they could go into the promised land. We see that God tells them to take the census and see how many men you have available to be soldiers. And nothing is accomplished in God's kingdom without order and organization. All of God's will still has order and organization behind it. And God orders things according to his wisdom, not man's. You see, as mankind, we think of doing things different than God. And, we might have placed the large tribes on the outward perimeter for the greatest protection, but we see that God always has order and organization, even when it doesn't make sense to us. And the tribes of Israel they camped around 4 banners, which were said to be the lion, a man, and a calf, and an eagle. And we find these 4 creatures in the vision of John in Revelation. Let's look at Revelation chapter 4, verse 7. Revelation 4:7, it says, "The first living creature was like a lion, the second living creature like a calf, the third living creature had a face like a man, and the fourth living creature was like a flying eagle." So the 4 creatures that surround the throne of God in Revelation, we see God's order is after his heavenly pattern, regardless if we can wrap our mind on how God does things. And once again, God is a God of order and organization, as God is sovereign over all things. And we'll see you next as we're going to look at the Levites appointed for service tomorrow night. So I hope you have a great weekend coming up, and we'll see you tomorrow night. God bless.